I just wanted to say that I am so feeling privileged to have so many makeup artists in this room today because actually, can you raise your hands? Who is a makeup artist in here? Who does makeup? Wonderful. Because in all honesty, a lot of the things that I'm inspired from or by is textile when it comes to fashion and makeup. Yeah, I think there are so many things that are connecting the color world with makeup. Not just about suitability of skin tone and complexions, but also the understanding of light and shadow, what that creates into a silhouette. Of course, when it's applicable to makeup, it will be bone structure. Yeah? When it's applicable to hair, is what is the story that we want the hair to tell about. Yeah? So in this case, let me introduce you to my gorgeous model, Romain. And something so beautiful. We were just chatting backstage, and we've been working together for the last couple of days, and we've been working, trust me, working really, really hard. And we didn't really get the chance to talk about our lives, you know, and how we're evolving. And it was so nice today to have the chat, yeah, to really have that kind of getting to know your clients more, yeah, because it all becomes more personal, yeah. It all becomes something that is relatable and connects you to your clients, yeah. And what I know is about a little bit of her background from here, born in the US, moved back to find her, you know, heritage, which is a beautiful story, and bringing all that component together into create also in the way that she wants to express herself, yeah? So, what I'm going to be working with, again, going from a future foundation, we're working on different disciplines, yeah? One of the disciplines is called precision. That's where you're learning how to apply a color to perfection. One of the discipline is called fundamental, and in color is where you're learning how to foil to perfection. Then you got your transient, which is where you're learning how to do all your blending, balayaging, you name it. And of course we have our classic, creative classic, which is a little bit more experimental. So my technique this afternoon is a combination of precision meets creative, yeah, creative classic. And what I'm working towards is a very soft veiling technique. I don't want to change this feeling. I don't want to change the integrity of the hair. I just want to add something into it. Okay, so as you may have noticed, my section and patterns are really simple. I'm working with what we call a radial parting, which goes from the crown to the top of the ear, and all the back has been self-colored, which means I'm basically faking it. Yeah? So why? Because I don't want to change it. We've got no white hair. There is no reason, and this is for the hairdresser in the room. Sometimes you're doing color without having a reason of why you're doing that. Particularly on a darker base. As soon as you're going to start changing the color, you're actually compromising the opportunity that you have to experiment in different colors. Yeah? So through here, what I go mainly is a little bit of conditioner. Yeah, so I'm giving almost a treatment to the hair and a little bit of glossing just to the top. Now, on the front, I'm subdividing this in 4 sections. What we're calling a profile parting, which is center forehead to the radial in this case, and then from my mid-recession area. Look what happens, I'm subdividing the top to the side, because the two areas are not connected anyway. So I'm going to be focusing on to what the color is going to look like here. Think about also in the makeup world, and what the color is going to look here. Yeah, different reflection and different angles. The hair is texture, is coarse. I don't want the hair to look voluminous, but I want it to look with definition. Okay, so I'm going to pass on to Effie, and I'm going to take you through my next step. Thank you.
Amazing. So what we're doing now actually, and it's very, very popular, and it's something very interesting that Francesco said basically. It's exactly the same when it comes to hair cutting. It's not what it's on the floor. It's not about how much hair you cut. it's how you cut it. Every single haircut that we do, our ethos when it comes to Toniandguy haircutting is suitability and it's tailoring to the individual. Not everybody has the same hair texture. Not everybody has the same density, the amount of hair. Every single head shape is different. Every single face shape is different. And the same way, ladies, if you're gonna have a beautiful dress made to your body and everything is tailored to your actually body shape, that's what we do when it comes to the haircut. That's when we take our sections. That's when we separate how much weight do we keep, how much weight do we take out, as well as length. So in his case, I mean, he's absolutely gorgeous. He is a professional model, you can see. What we really wanted to do, and it was very important to have that conversation, what he doesn't want, because it's fine to ask the client, what do you want, what would you like? But it's very important to ask the client, what don't you like, right? So, what we really want is we want to maintain the width within suitability, within his shape, okay? Because with his face shape, as soon as you add a little bit of width, a little bit of a round shape, straight away that's going to give you the answer, okay? So, step number 1, below the horseshoe, because here it was a little bit too big, what you want to do is you want to remove the weight. How do you do this? If you want to remove the weight but maintain the actual length, when you work with your vertical section, which is your guide here now, you're going to comb the hair 90 degrees straight away from the head, and you're going to work with high elevation. And this can be completely genderless. It doesn't matter your gender. This is a haircut that goes with everybody. Keep your head straight, Natalie. So straight upright, 90 degrees to over directed. I'm lifting my palm flat. Yeah? By doing this, the bottom will travel longer. The top, shorter. So what I'm doing is I'm removing this corner here. This corner here is when you comb the hair down and it's really bulky. So automatically remove the corner, maintain the volume, maintain the length, but remove the bulk. Okay? I did the same with parallel sections throughout, all the way. As soon as I reached the ear, everything came over directed back to maintain the length. He wants to keep the volume. Okay? I did exactly the same on the opposite side. And I'm going to start putting my round layer. But in the meantime, I'm going to pass over to the beautiful Elle Page.
Thank you very much, Effie. Perfect timing. So, having completed my layers through the top area, you can see that's given a nice little bit of shaping around the face, but again, hasn't gone and done too much as this is an introduction for my client. What we did also is through the back area, I'd already cut the perimeter a little bit backstage, but I just brought all the layers down just to double check there isn't any existing length over there and just blended that through. So now it comes to the shaping around the face area. So rehydrated the hair, which is a really, really important part. Combing through, making sure no tangles to the hair at all, and we're going to work our slide cutting technique. Okay? Now, we've got a little bit of an existing fringe here. Okay? And obviously, we've got quite a long length. Now, I find often when I'm having this conversation with a client in the salon, and I'm saying, do we want to have a little bit of shaping around the face? Yes. Okay, whereabouts are you thinking that to start? And they go from their fringe. I see you shaking your head saying, no, I agree with you. Because if we went from this part here with the fringe and blended that all the way down, it's going to be too severe. Okay? So we need to go in depth with that conversation a little bit more. So what I will do is explain exactly what I've just explained. I will show them visually. You want me to start from here and go all the way into your length and lose all this hair? All of a sudden, no. Yeah, they completely understand what that's going to do. It's going to take away too much length and it's going to look too harsh. So then the conversation leads to, well, how about if we start the shaping from here? and blend that to your perimeter and trim this area afterwards. 9 times out of 10, that is what they want. 1 times out of 10, they do want it from here to here. We'll leave them to that, okay? But in this instance, we've had that conversation before, so we know that when I do my slide cutting here, that's the length that I'm going to be working to. My left-hand side, I'm standing slightly, apologies, I'm standing slightly behind the shoulder, and notice I've put my leg forward so that I can bend my body round, yeah? You need to move your body when you cut hair. Often we find ourselves cutting hair like this, yeah? When we're older, we're going to be even more, like hobbled over. So we need to keep our body position nice and open. So I bring the foot out, and then scissors in front of my fingers, maintaining that length, slide cutting down. What I'm not doing is closing the blade completely. What I'm using is this part of my blade, as it slightly closes and I slide the scissors down, it almost like pinches the hair in that gap, and that's how you remove that length. Go over section by section, you're not going to get it all in one go. What's important is we're looking for our corner. Our corner from our baseline is our guide, and we don't want to cut that off. What we do want to do is work from our starting point and blending to that area. Section by section, like so. Now, thank you very much. I'm not sure if we
Can relate to, yeah. One is definitely Toniandguy, yeah. I'm not going to name you the second one, but it doesn't matter. But actually I do, is without Sassoon, yeah. Without Sassoon, Toniandguy, different background though. And I think this is really important to understand, because Sassoon was an architect. So his perception and approach to hairdressing is through geometry and through that kind of really structured, interpretations. When we are coming to Toniandguy, is about, the flair of the Italian hairdressing, going to London. It was about free expression. It was about let the head do the talking. There was no structuring to that. It was more like freedom, and it was more, what's your story? Tell us your story. What is the story that you want to tell? And this campaign really reflects the message. Yeah? What is not the new story, the new chapter, but what it is, the new story, that the new book that we want to write. Now, as you may know, the founder of Toniandguy was Tony Mascola, which he passed a few years back. And in the transition, the daughter, Sasha Mascola-Tarbuck, became the CEO of the company. And of course, Sakas, the creative global director of the company. So this is a new era, which means that we are not forgetting about the past, because the past is what made us who we are today. That is what we bring in, into the contemporary industry of hairdressing. Again, our strongest message is education. Okay. Now, those looks that we worked for our show also, if you were with us yesterday, you may recognize some of them, because they're gorgeous. Yeah. Little trick on my beautiful transformations here. That was a very long process, because we went for a very dark brown to this beautiful copper. To be fair, we were not even meant to go there. Yeah, we were meant to go for a nice deep red, and then when we started lifting the hair, the skin was like glowing. I was saying, "Oh, keep me," and that's the voice that says to you, "That feels right. Just go with it." Yeah. So we then work a beautiful, intense copper, and you see, sometimes it's not how difficult. It's something, it's in harmony. Does it work? Does it look good? Does it make your client empowered? Yeah? Does it make your client feeling good about themselves? But all those disciplines that you will see here are very much the same discipline that we are sharing with you in this afternoon demonstration. Yeah. So for research, what we worked here is from a transient. Do a little bit of spin around for me. Thank you. Oh, she loves it. So this is part of a transient. Transient is all the blending of color, of course, with this beautiful layering in there that you will also be seeing Effie doing in the second demonstration, part of a transient collection. This word transient is quite important to us because transient was a collection in the 90s that made Toniandguy renowned globally. And from that we start a legacy in all different countries with more than 24 academies globally. And then of course we have something that is more perceived as a precision, yeah? There is nothing wrong with a beautiful glossy color that is an all over. It tells a beautiful healthy story and a beautiful story of healthy hair. And therefore how the products are combined into that. Leveling for the range, not just because we want to sell products to the client, it's because we care. We want the hair to still looking incredible. And we want to give the message that coloring doesn't mean really destroying the hair. It doesn't mean damaging the hair. In fact, with knowledge, you can color hair very cleverly and very successfully. Yeah? Big color change. This is when the Future Foundation, it doesn't just take in you from precision work, but it's going to start elevating your knowledge. How to cleanse hair. What does that even mean? What to pre-color? When do we need to do that? You know, and all the different components that come in with that discipline. Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this little presentation. We're going to be seeing all the models, of course, back on stage, and we're going to be doing a little finale. So we're going to take a model again back, and we're going to share with you our second demonstration of this afternoon. On the color that we done backstage with the presentation custom models, okay? So I'm going to start first with what you see in our page working on. This is a natural inversion shape, yeah? So just to recap on what she mentioned, is layered by quite a heavy silhouette, yeah? So if you are to introduce color, you need to think, what part am I really gonna see, yeah? Because if I go shorter layers, yeah, it's different. If I go longer layers, I may need to go a little bit higher if I want to see color. So it's not how much color you're using, it's where you actually putting it, yeah? So we were talking about, from the Future Foundation, the methodology, yeah? Is the method, is how you get in the result that you're looking for, yeah? Your section and patterns is like your motorway to your destination. Your color is your destination. So through here, move around, we work with a fundamental balayaging technique. Yeah? Why fundamental? Because it's based on a very safe geometric shape, a triangle. Think about it. In geometry, there are only 3 figures that you will always use when you're doing section and patterns. Triangle, square, and halos. And if you understand what they do, then you understand what you're trying to achieve. So triangle is the one that is going to allow you to create a better blend. Square is the strongest of your section and patterns. And the halo will be the section that works around the head shape. So if I'm working with a triangle shape, it means that I am embracing blending. Okay? TK? Yes? Yes? Are you sleeping? Wake up! Okay, so, turn around. What we've done here is working quite a big section and taking a very deep triangle, and then we start working with no pre-lighting out, no bleach. The hair is natural. You know what we use instead? Something that is called high lift tint. Yeah? Now, high lift tint is not going to give you blonde, as in the chart, yeah? That's not where you find your answer, but your answer is that it's going to give you at least, even on darker days, 4 level of lift. Yeah? In this hair, there is very long and resistant, maybe even less, but that is enough for me. So I don't have to bleach the hair to get that beautiful shimmer. Can you see how soft and gorgeous that is? It's not going to fade. It's not going to get any lighter. It's not damaged. Yeah, the hair is. We prevent the integrity of the hair. The hair is still in great condition. Okay, thank you very much. Then again, from our future foundation, we're working with the discipline of fundamental. With Saida's model, we worked a classic half-head highlight. Okay? Very nicely natural weaving, very close to the roots. We had to use pre-lightener because the hair was previously colored. We lift the hair to a level 7, which means what? It means that what I'm looking for is yellow-orange. Yeah? 4, 6, 8. Yet the level that I'm looking, 4 is red, 6 is orange, 8 is yellow. If I wanted to achieve a color that is on a level 6 or 7, I don't need to bleach the hair to 10. Yeah? When you see yellow-orange, you know that you're 7. Don't be scared. It's where you want it to be. Yeah? And don't be so obsessed about using too much ash. You may don't need it. Yeah? Because what you see is the undercut that you want to promote the level of depth that you're looking for. But your toner needs to be in level. So what we use here is the toner on level 7. Yeah? We lift it to level 7. We want it to a caramel color, such as a medium blonde with a golden hue. Then I use 7.13. The 1 is the blue, which neutralizes the orange. The 3 is the color that I want to see. Yeah? This is the part of the knowledge that makes you powerful. Because you don't just repeat what you've done with the previous client and expecting that it's going to work the same. Sometimes it really doesn't. Yeah? And particularly in your industry and particularly with your market, it is very clever on how you're using your action tones because you don't use one on everything. Yeah? Because one, like in many product manufacturers, means either gray or it means blue. Yeah? If you like it to be gray, it's okay, you're gonna get okay with that. But if it's the blue and you go yellow, if you're putting it together, what you're gonna get is green. Yeah? And that is sometimes the reason why the color doesn't look healthy, doesn't look shiny. And then the solution, sometimes you need to go heavier and heavier. And you're going around and around and around, and you're never gonna find the solution. Okay? So, then moving into Apis model. This is a really nice transition color. It's a very soft. It may work more with the glossy. Yeah? We had some previous color from earlier color service. We decided just to maintain it. So then again, it's not what you or how much you work into a client, it's what you bring into the picture. Okay? And finally, with L, we work on precision work. It's called Chroma Glow, this particular color aptitude. We had a little bit of color previously, but I have to say that this beautiful model went for a huge transformation, yeah? Because when we did the casting, she came with hair that were long like that. Yeah? With bleached pieces in there, probably done by yourself, didn't you? Yeah, I think so. And not particularly in great condition. We were open to change for the shades, so we did. And with the color, we just kept it really, really soft and organic. You'll see that still some lighter color to the end. We didn't want to go too heavy. We wanted to maintain some that was there already, but making it more contemporary to the new look and really embracing the feeling of healthy and shiny hair. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Wonderful. So this is a beautiful colours, Francesco. And you can see that I've finished blow drying the technique. I've worked with a little bit of a hand brush just to create some flicks, but generally just working with what feels like quite a natural foundation techniques. And essentially what it is taking a horseshoe section, okay, around the curvature of the head, and then underneath there, working diagonal forward section, pushing the weight towards the face, but still creating that nice little graduation through the back, as you can see here, and then through the top, we're connecting with diagonal forwards again, and that pivoting radial, working square forward back, blow drying with a little bit of sea salt spray, finishing off with a little bit of matte paste. We're going to come back to it in a second for you to take some pictures. Whilst I finish up, Francesco, thank you very much. We'll swap seats.
सो गाइज़ ये था आज का छोटा सा व्लॉग। उसमें अपनी वॉइस मैंने ऐड नहीं की, ज़्यादा बोली नहीं, क्योंकि मुझे इनकी टेक्निक सीखनी थी। तो गाइज़ इनकी ग्लोबल टीम आई टोनियन गाय की, और उन्होंने बहुत सारी टेक्निक शेयर की। बहुत मज़ा आया क्लास में। इसके आगे व्लॉग है, वो मैं अलग से डालूँगी इसके बाद का। तो चले गाइज़, अपना ख्याल रखिएगा, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट व्लॉग में। बाय।